What's cool for us is that our very own Ethan Horvath from the U.S. men's national team is a starting goalkeeper. He has got, I think he's second overall in clean sheets in the championship this year. He started 37 games, and he's been a big reason why they're in this position in the first place. And we had some clips from an interview he did with our crew on the Golasso Network. And the first clip we're going to see, Heath Pierce, is his growth over this particular season. And let's get his thoughts, and then I want to hear what you have to say about it. Or maybe it's not coming up. I thought we had these clips, but maybe we don't. So talk to me, Heath, about Ethan Horvath in particular. I mean, how are you feeling? I know we touched upon it a little bit with the rosters, but yeah, let me know.
Yeah, let's roll it. We've got it.
You want to roll it? Okay, let's roll it.
You're young for a keeper, and you've played in some massive games. How have you developed as of late? Because it feels like now you're putting in these incredible performances. You're second in the English Championship in terms of clean sheets. Where have you developed the most?
To be honest, I think this year has been the most beneficial for me because, like, deep down, I know what I'm capable. I know what I'm capable of doing and showing. So this year, just getting that number of games under my belt, I think, was crucial and beneficial because, I mean, we can all be the best training player as possible as we can be. So to get that many games under my belt this year, I think was very beneficial. So, you know, I just think as the season grew, each game I just got better and more confident. And I think it's not just myself, as the team as well. As each game went, you know, we went on a run of 16, 17 games unbeaten, you know. So, like, as each game went along as a team and as an individual, we just kept getting stronger. And, you know, this year we haven't lost 2 games back to back, and that's what we showed after the first game away Sunderland. We came back and responded, and that's what this team does. We respond. So we just got to take that into the game on Saturday.
Heath, is that an AI version of Ethan Horvath? Like, I can't.
I'll tell you who I'm not wanting my pregame monologue from, and that's probably Ethan Horvath. But, like, what a nice...
So nice, so polite.
He enunciates every letter of every word. But yeah, I mean, again, it's incredible to see his growth. I think we're always at risk now with the talent pool we have of young players that we just skip steps, right? And if you go back to his career of starting in Molde, going to Bruges, going to Forest, not working out, going on loan to Luton Town, a Luton Town that likely had pretty incredible odds of had you bet them to go up this year. It's just a great, like, that's a journeyman story that I resonate with, that I associate with, that I would have wanted to do in my career. And so I think, you know, to have players like that bring that much experience from that many situations, that many circumstances, is amazing. And I think we said it early at the top of the show that he is definitely knocking on the door for that starting spot, right? He gets this team up, or even if he doesn't, he's playing consistently and he's continuing to get better. So we didn't just see his ceiling a year ago or 2 years ago. He's still not in his prime yet. And he's getting better and better. That I think we do have a goalkeeper there that could be our number one. You know, if our other striker, or if our other goalkeepers who I think maybe more gifted, don't get their club situation sorted out.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about this particular game is Coventry, when they took on Middlesbrough in the semifinals over 2 legs, they didn't get a single shot on target in the first 3 halves of those 4 halves of those 2 legs. And they ended up scoring 1 goal. Now, Middlesbrough, in fairness for Coventry, were one of the highest scoring teams. I think the second highest scoring team in the championship. And they didn't score at all over those 2 legs. And so I kind of wonder which version of Coventry is going to show up in this one. Are they going to try to go out there and be a little bit more swashbuckling? I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to be pretty tight. So I think that Ethan Horvath in this particular game is going to have to make that one key save, because Coventry's going to get 1 or 2. And if Ethan is up for those moments, then I think Luton Town has a great chance of going through. Luton Town is also one of the best set-piece attacking teams in the whole championship. They scored a lot of early goals. Against Sunderland, they were down 2-1 after leg 1 and came back and deservedly won 2-0 in leg 2 to move on. And Coventry are terrible at coming back from a lead. If they give up the first goal, they have not had a very good track record this season of coming back and getting a win or even getting a draw. So that first goal for Luton Town could be of the utmost importance. And I think at that point, then you see a different Coventry because then they're going to have to stretch out to get back into it. But again, I think that Ethan Horvath, they're going to need him to make 1 or 2 very big saves for them to book their ticket for the first time ever in the Premier League, which would be a hell of a story because I think their stadium holds, what, 10 to 12,000 people?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't wait for Man City to have to travel down there next year.
I remember, you know, when I had first started my career, I was trying to get it on at Rangers. I was like 19 years old and ended up getting stuck training with a team called Greenock Morton, who were like in the 3rd best league in Scotland, trying to figure out the work permit situation. And I remember going to a game at a team called Ayr, and they were saying how some of these teams in Scotland couldn't actually go up enough divisions until they had the infrastructure to support a certain level of players. I don't know if this, I'm assuming the same must exist because it exists in the FA Cup. I'm assuming it must exist for the Premier League, that there has to be would that be like they'd have to build like a larger stand or something like that to accompany? I mean, there must be some minimum barriers for teams to get into the Premier League just from an infrastructure standpoint, also like a sales standpoint, a revenue standpoint, that you could sustain yourself at that level. But man, the comments are really funny of Ethan GPT is pretty good, pretty solid stuff. Go Air United.
Yeah, so Ethan Horvath, 27-year-old, a nice good age. It's clearly he's taken some big steps in his career this particular season. Very excited for him. And again, that game will be kicking off on Saturday, 8:45 a.m. Pacific, 11:45 a.m. Eastern time. Go watch it. And I hope that we can have him in the Premier League next season. So answer me this, everybody. Talking about the goalkeeper situation. Matt Turner's not playing a lot. Zach Steffen looking for a club. Ethan Horvath might be the guy though next. Let's say Luton Town. Let's go. Let's hypothesize. Let's get to the hypotheticals here, Heath. Let's say Ethan Horvath goes, Luton Town gets up, and he's the only one of our goalkeepers that's actually playing regularly in the Premier League. Okay, maybe Zach locks in with a Premier League team that's mid-table, whatever, and he gets in. But Ethan Horvath is the guy that's playing week in and week out. Do you automatically, did you go roll with him? Or is it just because, well, Matt Turner is good. He's always good when he plays for us. So it doesn't matter whether he's playing or not. Like, what kind of precedent do you set there? And does that impact the rest of the team? I think the goalkeepers just feel like they're on an island when it comes to selection. But I wanted to at least have that conversation because that could be a reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I would love for us to have an out-and-out one that's checking the box in every way, right? Brad Guzan had that for a while. Tim Howard had that for a while. Goalkeepers before that. We've never been in a situation where our one is a non-starter at a big club. It's just, I don't remember that being the case consistently. That was maybe a stopgap or a window of time. And so I'd love to see, for the sake of competition, Matt Turner get pushed out of that one spot, because it's only going to look, I get Matt Turner's in an intense environment, incredible environment every single day, but you've got other people that are now pushing and should be rewarded for that. And it's why I was confused between a Chris Richards and a Mark McKenzie at the Gold Cup, because I'm like, Mark McKenzie hasn't been good in the national team, but he's been good at the club team and he continues to get better. And then you've got a Chris Richards who is nowhere near